The United Kingdom has imposed penalties on the global management consultancy firm Bain Co for its role in alleged corruption in South Africa. The company has been hit with a 3-year ban from tendering for British government contracts. Now, the whistleblower, Athol Williams, who testified about high-level corruption allegedly implicating Bain Co in bringing SARS to its knees here in South Africa. He joins me now from an undisclosed location. And this has been your life, Athol. I'm not sure when it's going to end. We'll probably touch on that conversation towards the end. But you've got to give me your reaction about what has been done here to Bain by the British government. How do you respond to or react to what has occurred here?
Ollie, it's a powerful statement that discredits and dismisses Bain's denials that they've been making non-stop, calling it mere mistakes. This is a powerful statement that says intelligent people who look at the facts dismiss these denials. If you look at the words the UK government has used, they called it, found Bain guilty of grave professional misconduct. The Zondo Commission said Bain's behavior was unlawful, that they colluded in state capture. The Newzroom Commission said Bain performed a premeditated offensive against SARS. What I don't understand is why the South African government is not doing anything about these obvious facts about Bain's behavior.
So you tell me, Athol Williams, what you think government should be doing. And I'm asking this question against the proviso that I am not aware that Bain is doing any business with government, at least after the revelations at state capture. But the people who are brazen about doing business and continuing to do business with Bain Co, it is the private sector in South Africa. That company was re-enrolled or brought back into the fold of Business Leadership South Africa. So how does government enter that space?
Well, I think it's whether Bain is doing business with the government right now isn't relevant to this decision right now. What the South African government must do is make a statement that says they are blacklisting Bain, which means if there are existing contracts, they get terminated immediately, but also there's a ban on Bain to do any contracts with the South African government, not in a way to punish Bain. I'm not interested in punishment so much. We do need justice. But I want Bain to be banned from doing business anywhere in our country until they do two things. Until they make full disclosure of their full involvement, because we know their involvement wasn't just at SARS, and secondly, that they begin making full amends to the institutions and people of South Africa who they've harmed through these actions. So that's what the government must do. Then separately, the private sector, who I must say have shown no moral courage whatsoever when it's come to corruption and state capture. They need to make the same decision to say we can't do business with a company that has been shown by 2 independent judicial commissions and the UK government to have been morally corrupt, to have been professionally misconduct in their behavior.
How does private business in South Africa, Athol, explain their continued relationship with Bain Co?
It's been so instructive, Paulie, to follow this process, right? So Sasol, for example. Sasol is currently doing business with Bain. With all we know about Bain from the Zondo Commission and the Newzroom Commission, Sasol spends hundreds of millions of rands with Bain. Now, what happened there? Sasol invited Bain to come make a presentation of the facts. Bain presented their PR, and Sasol said, okay, we accept that. I've offered to Sasol that I will come present the real facts, and then they can make an informed decision, which they've rejected. Because this is what happened in the UK government now. Bain presented their facts. The UK government were about to say Bain is clean, everything's fine. And then until they got to hear the facts from me, I went with Lord Peter Hain to go see the cabinet minister in the UK government to present the facts. And he says, and in their statement they say, It was based on those facts which Bain had been hiding that they then made this decision to ban them. And so that is what South African companies should be doing. He's saying, let's get the facts as well. And where do they get those facts? They can't just go to Bain for the facts.
I've got to go back to government, Athol. It's under the Ramaphosa administration. The Ramaphosa administration came on the ticket of anti-corruption. At the moment, political pundits, I will refer to an article I read at the weekend written by Aubrey Machiko, one of the political observers here, and he is very clear in his analysis of what's going on, particularly around the president, that he has a credibility crisis as a result of the scandal at his farm. You are saying that if this government is serious about, or wants to be taken seriously about fighting corruption, they have got to blacklist Bain from doing business, at least with the public sector. Do you think that's something the president, as matters stand against him right now, he has the courage to do?
Well, the president has shown no courage around anything that really matters to our country. I think he has more than a credibility crisis. He's got an inaction crisis. I mean, I've written personally to the presidency, to the minister in the presidency, to the DG in the presidency, seeking support for myself as a whistleblower and other whistleblowers. This follows what the president has said, in every statement about this. And I haven't even had the courtesy of a reply, let alone an engagement. Right now, the president has taken no courageous action in what I think is our new liberation struggle. Our struggle against corruption and state capture. It's not just corruption. It's state capture. It's the repurposing that's happened of our state institutions. This fight, for me, is our new liberation struggle. And our government has been silent on this. And I think business has been silent on this. And so then they stand on the opposite side of the line of what's right and what's ethical from where South African people are standing. Because we as ordinary citizens are saying we can see the looting and the corruption that's robbing us of funds and resources. What are you, business and government, those in power, doing? And right now they're doing nothing. And my view, I'm a big student of the great Oliver Tambo. And Oliver Tambo in the 80s, during apartheid, when he was talking about sanctions, he said to American companies, if you associate with the enemy, meaning the apartheid government, then don't be surprised that we consider you as part of the enemy. And right now, Oliver Tambo's words ring true, because those who are silent right now about what's happening with state capture, they mustn't be surprised then that we see them as part of the enemy of the people of South Africa.
Athol, let's conclude the conversation and personalize the matter. You are at an undisclosed location, as we mentioned right at the start of my conversation with you. Do you have any hope, therefore, that you might ever come back from wherever you are? And I would like for you to add to that response the fact that this month of August marks the first anniversary of Babita Deokaran's assassination, because that's what it was. It was an assassination, and we were told that a mastermind instructed the people who are before court right now for her murder. Do you have any hope of ever coming back, latching back onto the very response you just gave?
It's become known that I'm in the UK, so it's fine that people know that. I desperately want to get back home because that's where my work is. That's where my work in youth literacy is. That's where my work against corruption and for ethics is. I desperately want to get back home. I can't see it happening because I haven't even had any response from anyone in government for my appeals for support, for help. I even went and saw our ambassador in the UK. And she said she spoke to the embassy, spoke to the presidency, and there's no one in our government who's even been tasked to support me and help me get back, offer me the support and protection. So I will continue campaigning against corruption and state capture in this new liberation struggle. And I will do it from wherever I am. And again, I follow the great Oliver Tambo, who used his exile for the good of our people. And so while I'm here, I'm not going to be quiet. But I want to get back home, and I appeal to the president, I appeal to businesses in South Africa to find a way to get me home safely and so I can be productive in our country again.
Whistleblower Athol Williams, thank you very much for your time and reaction to this story. And you heard his words there. He says Bain Company, in the words of the UK government, is guilty, quote unquote, of grave professional conduct. That company continues to enjoy doing business in our country.